I'll make it 2-2 and go for the Hawks. The 92 season is underway. Hawthorn kicking to the left of screen. Deer up against Barnes. And the first free kick of the match going the way of the man from Lake Grace.
Interesting, Damien Burke starting off on the bench, Sandy, too.
Well, it was a surprise that he's come into the side, but they were beaten out of the centre in the Foster's Cup final badly. Couch throws it out the back door, but straight to Gary Ayres. Across to Tony Hall, one of the great players of this game. Goes up towards the right half forward flank, but only as far as Stoner. Had a very quiet game in the Foster's Cup match against Hawthorn. They'll be looking for big things today.
Picked at centre-half forward, playing at centre-half back.
Yes, and Stephen Handley lining up at centre-half forward for Geelong.
Couch not liking the attention given to him by Jenke. Big day for Ray Jenke. He plays his 100th game today. Fine achievement. The premierships sadly have eluded him, mainly due to injuries, but he does have one. Down towards the pocket on the 50-metre line and out of bounds.
Left forward pocket, left half forward area for Geelong, about 50 metres from their goal. I think the Cats really have to concentrate on making Hawthorn work overtime on getting the ball out of their defence. Now, I watched Mark Bairstow even before the game started, addressing the players, and he was really laying down the law. They must all concentrate. Hawthorn have got the ball to half forward. Hall has nearly taken a spectacular mark.
Wow.
Play-on, says the umpire. Bernie Quinlan thought it should have been paid.
Well, unbelievable courage shown there by Tony Hall.
Hinkley's kick in towards the centre. It's picked off by Madigan. Madigan's left foot kick towards centre wing is a little bit too far for Gowers, but he's able to run, and he runs hard in front of Lamb. Can't control the football, and it goes over for boundary throw-in. Cats, a very important game for them. There's the interchange bench, like Condon.
Condon, yes. Another 2 weeks of suspension after last year's grand final.
And Taylor, Jason Taylor and McDonald, Hawthorn's interchange players at the start. Rogers, a high kick, he keeps the ball in the field of play up towards centre wing. It's punched away, chance for Platten, gets the ball to Anderson, rides the bump beautifully, sweeping hand past Gowers, away to Greg Deer, and look at the agility of Greg Deer. Left foot kick to the front of the goals. Oh, good mark, an excellent mark taken by Hinkley in front of a pack of three players.
Yes, great mark, Kenny Hinkley. Had a tremendous year last year playing across that half-back line.
Plays on to Steve Hocking, who just stabs short to Ablett. Who's at half-back, Gary Ablett. Can't get round Jarman. Then goes with a left foot kick towards centre wing and Couch. Cooper on his tail. Was there illegal holding?
Yes, the umpire indicating a free kick to Paul Couch. Was being dragged off the ball.
To the half-forward line. Forsman on his own if it sits and stays in, but it just goes over the line.
Well, not a good kick there from Paul Couch, because Forsman, a lot of room there. Had that kick been spot on, Geelong would have been up and running. There's the interchange bench. Damien Burke has been under a cloud, of course, with that knee injury. And Spiro Malakalis.
Deer wins it. It's straight to Bairstow. To Couch. To the 50-metre line. Brown. Good kick. Good lead. Brown swings it in towards full forward. Hocking in front. Goes to ground. He got to beat a couple. Now Platten does. He was held when he didn't have the football. And it'll be free kick. He's been in lightning form, John Platten. Pritchard. Back towards centre wing. Ben Allen. Best and fairest last year for the Hawks. Sees it over the line. Wonderful crowd. Deer and Barnes. No doubt Barnes to have plenty of assistance from Damien Burke once he comes onto the ground. Bairstow sets them going. Quick kick to Trevor Poole. Almost the mark to Handley. He was playing in front. Scott gets it over the top nicely to Handley. What can the big man do from 55? Goes in towards Brown. Yes! Gets it from behind. Used the body well, Bernie.
He's a very promising player, this boy. He's kicked a lot of goals in the pre-season practice games, including, I think, a bag of 8 or 9 in one of the practice games. He used the body perfectly there to get a very experienced campaigner, Gary Ayres, out of position. A very strong player overhead is Paul Brown.
This for the first score of the 92 season. He's certainly scored. but it's only behind. That is what Geelong leads by.
And Billy Brownless trying to do some conning work on the goal umpire there, clapping the kick. Beautiful kick by Langford, back it towards the centre. Great mark taken by Madigan, and away he goes. A long kick towards half forward, and within 2 kicks, it's within 40 metres of goal. Ben Allen bumped off the football by McGrath. McGrath, the ex-North Melbourne player. Kicked by Dunstall to the front of the goals. Punched away. Miles is the player there for Geelong, and he spins out of trouble nicely, and then kicks Geelong out of trouble. A long kick close to the boundary line, and it goes over for a throw-in. The play at right half forward for Hawthorn. It'll be, well, at least 2 kicks from their goal. Barnes, who's done pretty well for Geelong early on. Poole and Hocking, not too much talking. Hocking has it, tackled well by Pritchard. Knockout comes towards Barnes. Looks a little slow, but quite capably. Kicks the ball to centre wing. No mark. Good effort by Handley. Has it been paid? Yes, it has.
Well, if that one was paid, the one certainly earlier to Tony Hall should have been paid.
Too true. Handley's hand pass goes away to Gary Hocking. He's nearly stopped.
Looks like a 50-metre penalty,
50-metre penalty.
Robbo.
Yes, he was going that slow that there obviously was something wrong there. Then Handley gets it away to Gary Hocking. Kick towards half forward. Free kick. It's against Billy Brownless, maybe. Bairstow's indicating that there might have been a bit of shepherding done. Ayres clears. Good punch away by Rogers. Goes after the football, but nothing much he could do there. Boundary throw in. Left half forward for the Cats. They've kicked it behind through Brown. Hawthorn are yet to score.
Handley looking for front spot, then palms with the left hand. Couch at the bottom. Ripped off the football by Jenke. Jenke continues to work hard. Madigan also taken out of it. And an advantage free kick paid to Geelong. Forsman finding Brownless.
Gee, there's a couple of decisions there that were a bit questionable, Bernie.
I think Madigan was expecting the free kick.
Billy Brownless. Key to the success of Geelong's forward setup. Flat looking kick. It's going to be through though. The first one on the board for Geelong. So the Cats lead 1-1. Hawthorn yet to score.
It's been a very promising start by Geelong. They've done most of the attacking, getting the ball well into that forward line. Billy Brownless had a great season last year playing at full forward. He can play centre half forward, full forward, centre half back. A very good leader. He's certainly playing with a lot more confidence over the last 2 seasons, and is a target on that forward line for Geelong.
Bounce back in the centre. Barnes doing well in the ruck contest. Allen can't quite control it, but he gets his kick away quickly to half forward, but a good mark taken by Hinkley. Bernie, how badly do you think Hawthorn will miss players like Chris Mew at centre half back and Dermot Brereton up at the forward line?
Well, I think, Robbo, more than anything, they miss their presence.
Well, look at this from Tony Hall. That's the sort of player Tony Hall is. The quick reply by the Hawks. The margin now is just 1 point.
It's a bad mistake there, though, by the Geelong player, Ken Hinkley. They're kicking into the man on the mark, and that's the type of side that Hawthorn is. Here we see the replay of that action, and Tony Hall, the player that Ken Hinkley is picking up. Ken Hinkley didn't go back and give himself enough room, and Tony Hall prepared to do the hard things. He's a very flashy player as well, but gee, he does work hard at the ball.
Barnes gets the knock down from the centre. Gowers tries to tap it over. Poole's high kick doesn't go very far. Ablett punched away. Back towards the centre. Pritchard gets his left foot to it. Goes wide towards the wing. Handball. Finishes up with Scott. Likes to run with the football. Could get run down. A good push by Gowers was excellent.
Yeah, great chase, wasn't it, Robbo?
Yes,
a great chase, and the crowd not too happy about that decision, because Robert Scott, when he knew he was in trouble, just went straight for that boundary line.
That's Stephen Handley, the big blonde-headed ruckman for Geelong. Chance here for Hocking. He crushes his way through, and the little left footer is a beautiful pass. Just enough weight on it to find Bairstow running onto it just wide of centre half forward. Bairstow's short pass is magnificent. Good lead by Brown. And he could be a handful there for Gary Ayres. Young, enthusiastic, prepared to run all over the place.
It was a clever lead too, Ian, because he went one way, then the other, and he eventually gained about a 10-metre break on Gary Ayres.
I must have done something right, did I? Ian. That's
yes,
very
Ian.
formal there, Bernie. Here we have Brown from 35 metres. Nice looking kick. Straight through the centre for Geelong second. So Geelong lead 2-1. Hawthorn won straight early in the first quarter.
Here's that pass again from Bairstow, the new Geelong captain. We saw Brown was able to gain about 10 to 15 metres there because Gary Ayres was thinking he was going the other way out towards the corridor area of the ground, but Brown then doubled back and was able to gain that break.
The Cats lead after a quick goal from Paul Brown. Hammered out of the centre towards half forward once again. Jenke takes it. Sweeps the hand pass towards Morrissey, who's got a bit of room. To half forward, his target is Dunstan. Hit 642 goals in his AFL career.
It's a big ask putting Tim McGrath on him.
Oh, unbelievable job. I don't think anyone would want the job of playing on Jason Dunstall. You see that excellent use of the body there again.
And the kick has just snuck home. Dunstall gets his first. The Hawks answer the challenge, and interestingly, Geelong preparing to make the change. Bernie, Damien Burke on the sidelines.
Yes, well, Damien Burke into the ruck, of course. And Damien Burke, if he's fit, of course, there's a bit of a question mark about that. He hasn't played in any of the lead-up, any of the Foster's Cup games, as we see Jason Dunstall take that very excellent mark, just that little touch of the body at the last minute, getting McGrath out of position.
1 point the difference, favouring Geelong.
Well, I was just going to say, there's a free kick being picked out of this. Obviously, Geelong with too many players in the centre square. But Tim McGrath has played only 7 games. And it takes a very experienced campaigner to hold Dunstall at the best of times. So he's either going to learn plenty. Good tap on by Hall, or good clash of players there. Now a chance for Lamb. Can't quite get clear. Stoneham. Very well done. Hand pass a little ordinary to Scott. And Scott takes it over. The boundary throw in left half forward for Hawthorn as Barnes is off and Burke is onto the field.
A great example there of how the forwards of the Hawthorn side are prepared to work hard and keep that ball in the forward scoring area.
Couch to Bairstow. Familiar sound. Kick towards half forward, surely a free kick against Madigan. Handley being held by the jumper. Handley is just forward of the wing. Still a long way away from Geelong's goal. That drop punt kick not bad. Burke into it pretty quickly. Punched away by the strong Hawthorn defence. Morrissey's caught. Well caught by Ablett. Couch's tackle on Allen was a beauty, and the ball is kept in. And Bernie, that's exactly what you're talking about with Hawthorn. And Geelong have to do that if they're going to contain the Hawks.
Yeah, some great tackling by both sides at this stage of the game, Robbo. The pressure is enormous.
John Russo is one of the umpires in charge today. The other is Brian Sheehan. Burke. Madigan flicks it over the back. Straight to Ablett. Oh, that was a wonderful tackle. Pinned the one arm, and he could not get rid of the football.
Very lucky to get away with it, I think, too, Sandy, because the player, when he pins that arm, and Gary Ablett had no other option other than just drop the ball, and I think a free kick should have been paid against Gary Ablett.
Almost on centre wing. Forsman sweeps it into the space. McDonald. Cooper at the bottom. And a bounce. So neither side going anywhere quickly at the moment. Sun shining over Waverley Park. Temperature around 21 degrees. And the ground looking an absolute picture. Ablett round his body towards Hocking. Got front spot, but by doing so, infringed.
Oh, well done, Gary Hocking. Not interested in getting the football. Just holding Hawthorn up, and that's very important.
Collins from the back pocket towards centre wing. Gowers in front.
Playing on the wing, Sandy, on Trevor Poole.
Tall wingman.
191 centimetres.
That's a good mark by Pritchard at the bottom. Under plenty of pressure, Darren Pritchard on that occasion. to the half-forward flank. Paul Deere drifting across in front of the pack.
Yeah, that's a great mark. He always provides a contest at centre half forward.
Looking for Dunstall again. Yes, I think you're right, Robbo.
Yeah, well, that's very true, Robbo. It's a big task for any fullback playing on this man. A player who's averaged 4.4 goals in his career in every match. And just a fraction behind Tony Lockett.
He did not take his eye off the football. Kick, however, is not as good as the mark.
Actually, it wasn't a great look at what you're supposed to do when you're going for a mark. I mean, the other guy in front was sort of wondering where to go to cover him, and all Jason did was just kept on watching.
Watched the ball.
And it was a good lesson there.
So scores are level here at Waverley Park. 2 goals, 1 apiece in the first quarter. Pritchard over the top, an effective spoil. Couch towards the boundary line. Still going is Paul Couch, and he does it well. Stabs a left foot down towards the half-back flank, but there's been a free kick going against Geelong after Couch delivered the football.
Heavy shepherd.
Heavy illegal shepherd. So Jarman returns the football to Darren Pritchard, who's going to have a shot. He's going to be kicking from around 46 metres.
Should make the distance okay from there, Sandy.
And have a happy, very, very happy birthday. He's made the distance, but he's gone to the right. One behind, but the Hawks hit the front.
Hawthorn 2-2 lead, Geelong 2-1. More than halfway through the first term. Kick by McGrath comes to the members' side. Looking out here for Stoneham. The bounce was rather handy for Barry Stoneham, but in the finish, under a little bit of pressure, he really couldn't do much with the football. Gained another 4 or 5 metres for his side by tapping it over the line. So it's just on the defensive side of the wing as far as Geelong are concerned, in Hawthorn's forward half. Good effort there by Burke. And he also gains about 6 or 8 metres. Now we have it back near the wing. Paul Deere being asked to do the ruck work when the ball is around about that area. His brother Greg has drifted back towards half-back to create some sort of a wall for Hawthorn. Ball gets towards half-forward. Miles overruns it. Deere, too high, Stoneham. Play-on, says the umpire. Ball up towards half-forward. Geelong under pressure. Hickley, coolly, very, very coolly, escapes a few players, gets it to Ablett. Away to Bairstow. Geelong mounting something. Handball by that player. Bairstow was a little too far for Forsman. He's got time to recover. Kicks it across the half-forward line. Brownless caught by Langford. Gets the hand pass away. Chance now for Brown. He slips Ayres. Left foot kick by Brown towards the goal front. Marking contest. No one could quite control it. Chance for Morrissey, and he clears for the Hawks. Wide to half-back. Bounce awkward for Gowers. And also Lamb. Allen leaves it behind. Scott. Short pass into the pocket. And who's on his own? Terrible. Ablett. Short pass again. And the mark was taken there by Handley. And a few loose players there for Geelong would be a concern for Alan Joyce.
Well, not a good effort there. Johnny Platten had the chance to shepherd Robert Scott out of the contest with Ben Allen coming through from the half-back line. And he just really let Robert Scott come through too easily and get into that contest.
Well, Handley, who is a recruit in the AFL, shoots from 20 metres out and pops it through for Geelong's third goal. Stephen Handley's first goal in the AFL. Geelong get their third. They lead by 5 points.
He's a big boy too, Handley. 196 centimetres and 90 Ks. He's doing the ruck work for Geelong on the forward line. Has lined up at centre half forward. Named at centre half back. We see Gary Ablett there just popping that one over the top there. And really Hawthorn caught out. But they could have been dashing out of that half back line if a good shepherd had been applied by Johnny Platten.
5 points, the margin, favouring the Cats. We go back to the middle once again. Deere got a hand to it on 2 occasions. Lamb towards Forsman. With him Cooper. Cooper loses front spot. Forsman does well. Paul goes back to him. He stabs it towards Gary Hocking. Eludes the tackle. Jenke. wanting to celebrate 100 games. Here's Brown again. He's been very dangerous up forward. Off to Scott, who kicks a marvellous goal.
Marvellous goal. I tell you what, there was some marvellous football in that, wasn't there, by Geelong?
4-1. Plays 2-2.
Looking very sharp at the moment. Geelong, Jenky with the chance to take the big screamer from behind. Couldn't hold the ball. And there's Paul Brown, who's certainly a handful for the new Hawthorn skipper, Gary Ayres, running all over the place on that forward line. And Robert Scott finishing it off, a fine running goal.
And Forsman putting good pressure on Cooper. Kept the ball in. Here goes Scott. Oh, he must have been conned there by a call. Handley. Couch. Now the hand pass is good. Ablett will nearly score from here. He'll score. No, he won't. It's gone very wide and it's out on the full. Where's Gary Ablett playing? Burning half forward flank?
No, I think he's playing in the middle, is he, Robbo? He's certainly all over the place at the moment. Jamie Morrissey looks like he's picking him up.
Platten at half back. Just from a standing position, gets about 40 metres to the wing. Well, rebound by Hocking gives Hall a chance, but Hocking's still in there. Stephen, good shepherd. Hinkley, not much space, but coolly gets a brilliant handball to Hocking, and Hocking clears for Geelong to half forward. Up there, Greg Deers marked the ball at the back of the pack. And is it 50 metres?
Sure is.
It is, against Bairstow.
Yes.
Bairstow maybe a little exuberant.
Oh, well, there's no doubt about it. He'd taken the mark, he slung him to the ground, and that's all that he could do. Looks like Barnes is warming up to come on the ground again.
Greg Deer now with that advantage is up in the forward half. He kicks it to within 50 metres of goal. Geelong under pressure. Hinkley's handball is smothered by the Hawthorn forwards. A big punch away. Oh, down goes Hall. Anderson, was it? Now a chance for Gowers. Oh, he's quickly snaffled by Miles. Gary Hocking. Stoneham, there's a free kick being picked out of it. It's going Geelong's way and could possibly be going to Miles.
Different Geelong side than we saw in the Foster's Cup clash against Hawthorn.
Well, they would need to have been because they were embarrassed, I think, that night. I would say they probably fancied themselves. Here's a man who's absolutely killing the Couch. Hand pass, not too bad. Scott trying to run with the flight of the ball. Got it away nicely between his legs. Could have nearly been penalised. Ablett. Kick is all right. Platten smother ineffective. Up towards the forward pocket area. The bounce is not too bad, but Cooper can't control it.
Yes, I'm sure, Robbo, that Ablett is playing in the centre. Ben Allen seems to be his opponent now, walking alongside him.
Well, the coach is obviously keen to just push the players around. Now a chance there for Barnes, who's come back onto the ground. Kick the full forward. Down goes Brownless. Brown's had kicked another. No, he hasn't. It's been touched off the boot. Certainly kicked the goal. But touched off the boot means a behind to Geelong. They lead by 2 goals.
Damien Burt back on the bench, so a very short spell for him.
Good start by the Cats. Gowers, sensational one-hander. Got Ben Allen loose across half-back. Call to play on now. Platten in the middle, can run on. Lovely low kick up towards the half-forward line. Anderson caught one. Now we'll take the free kick.
Recorded.
And out comes the book. Rogers cannot believe it. Brian Sheehan has him in the book.
Did you get a clear look at that one, Robbo, that incident?
I didn't really.
However, Anderson is now just being informed that the names have been taken.
You don't mind turning around and showing your number, do you, when you've been
Rogers wasn't
against?
keen, but Anderson was.
Anderson doesn't mind.
And he's got a shot for goal. From some 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. This to cut the margin to just 1 goal. It's drifting away to the left and 1 behind. 11 points the margin. Under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
You know, it's funny, Bernie, I'm sure Malcolm Blight would have been disappointed if Rogers doesn't put extreme pressure on. When he does, He gets a free kick given against him, and he's been reported.
Barnes kick goes towards the half-back flank. Over with Lamb and Gowers. Plenty of feeling as we open the 92 season. These two sides have become great rivals in recent years. Gowers. Oh, Dunstall again, read it beautifully.
Badly judged there.
The man's errand.
Badly judged there by McGrath.
Didn't judge it at all. Came steaming out. Dunstall cool and calm. Again, eyes on the ball.
Yes, McGrath in that front position and then completely misreading it, letting the ball just drift over his head. And Jason Dunstall taking the easiest of chest marks.
From directly in front, 30 metres out. It's bread and butter for Jason Dunstall. His second. The Hawks hit back. They trail by just 5 points.
Yeah, it's a very tough job, as we said earlier, Robbo, for Tim McGrath, recruited, of course, from North Melbourne. And Gowers, that ball just drifting off the boot. Maybe the breeze just aiding it there, getting over the head of Tim McGrath. But the experience of Jason Dunstall, not a problem there. An easy chest mark and finishing it off for his second goal.
Geelong by 5 points. It's been an entertaining first quarter. Ruck contest, Barnes, Morrissey gets his foot to the ball, doesn't go very far. Hudson's hasn't had a touch yet. Platten, kick towards full forward, one-on-one, Dunstall. Well done, McGrath, but Dunstall's got it again. He may kick his third. A kick across his shoulder is magnificent football. There's not much McGrath can do about that. 3 goals to Dunstall. And the Hawks hit the front late in the first term. They're 4-3, Geelong 4-2.
Yes, magnificent play there by Dunstall. He was completely out of position by McGrath, who did very well to keep him out of the contest. But look at how Dunstall just gets his left arm in there and drags the ball down to the ground. And then swinging around onto that right foot. Very mobile player for a player of his height and weight. And finish it off beautifully across his body. A long goal on the right boot.
So the Hawks in front. Barnes and Deere. Couch's kick is high. Gathers little distance. Forsman a touch. Hanley trying to get one. Pritchard in the middle. And another bounce. Paul Hudson, just looking at his stats, still yet to have a touch. That will be frustrating for him in the new number 17 Guernsey. Couch, who's had a big first quarter. Towards the left half forward flank. Brown and Ayres. And Gary Ayres is quite content to see that roll over the line. The new Hawks skipper. A wonderful player for the club over many years. Hanley in front. Trevor Poole now. Leaves it for Couch again. Paul Couch, 7 kicks for the quarter.
Bernie indicating there maybe a free kick should have been given.
Well, maybe he just stumbled because Billy, well, shaking his head a little bit there, but he doesn't look too perturbed. Oh, wow. Well, have a look at that again. There's no doubt about it. It was a free kick.
It's in the forward pocket. Geelong doing the attacking. Ablett applies the tackle. Bairstow round his body. Oh, bounces it through. Goal for goal here at Waverley Park, and the Cats hit back 5-2 to 4-3.
Yes, the new Geelong skipper Bairstow kicking that goal. He took over, of course, from Andrew Buse. He was roving the pack beautifully, getting across his body on the right boot. He was a leading kick getter in the AFL last year by a mile, 496 kicks. And the next was Tony Francis with 417. He had a great year last year.
First goal to Bairstow, who last year averaged 19.8 kicks a game.
Geelong go into attack once again. A good, long, penetrating kick. Chance for Brown. Kick brilliantly smothered by Ayres. He's got it again, Brown. Got the handball away. Umpire calls play on. Back towards half forward. Pritchard over the top of Poole. They're having a good contest. Pritchard caught by Forsman. Ayres now play on advantage. The kick was to Hawthorn. Umpire said play on. Ayres away to Greg Deere. Greg Deere's kick in towards the centre. Ben Allen, well done. Brilliantly done in front of Hockey. Good physical contest there, but Ben Allen coming out on top. Left foot kick to half forward. Hudson may get his first touch. No, he looks a little nervous, Paul Hudson. Lamb away to Miles, and Miles kicks it to the wing when the mark is taken. No, it's spilt there by Bairstow. He's able to recover and get his kick away towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Handley in front of Madigan. Handley transfers play to the centre. Beautiful little kick. Couch goes away to Stephen Hocking. Stephen Hocking's kick into the right forward pocket. Great mark. Terrific stuff by Brown. He's had a good quarter. This will be his 5th kick. He's already kicked 1 goal.
He's a lively player, isn't he, Robbo? The way he moves around. Only just over half a minute remaining on the clock as Brown has his shot at goal. And he's certainly proving a handful for Gary Ayres.
Brown from only 30 metres out. Oh, the kick just falls off the right side of his foot, and it's through for a behind. He's kicked 1-3, so he's had a few chances in the first term.
One of those, of course, was touched off the boot, so he's really only missed 2 shots at goal, but he's had a lot of the ball and very lively across that forward line.
Langford straight down the middle. Lovely kick. Hudson in front, but leaves it for Cooper. Poole and Pritchard. Taken by Trevor Poole. Only seconds remaining. There won't be another score. He goes to half forward. There is the siren. Very entertaining first quarter here at Waverley Park. But the Cats lead 5-3 to Hawthorn's 4-3. Back on the ground and in the ruck for Geelong up against Deer. Won by Burke. Forsman under pressure. Loses it eventually. Steve Hocking also taken off the football. Platten tried to scoop it out. Collins overrun by Steve Hocking. Back to Platten again. To the half forward line. Stoneham has it stolen by Anderson, and Hall sees it go over the line.
See, in the Steve Hocking contest there, Hawthorn had 4 players helping, ready to take the crumbs.
It was great how Hocking attacked the ball, though, wasn't it, Robbo?
Word, yes.
How he came out of that back line and just eyes for the ball only.
Deer, Hocking again. Appeared to cop one a little high. Stoneham trying to beat 2 or 3 of them. Eventually loses it to Anderson, who kicks out of bounds on the foot. So back with Rogers again. As Tim mentioned, had his name taken in the first quarter. Undeterred, he kicks towards centre wing. Burke front spot. Deer makes sure he doesn't get a second grab at it. Hocking, Gary Hocking towards Ablett. Just tried to flick it on and had an airy. Good play by Robert Scott. He looks a very aggressive player this year. Morrissey also working hard. Pushes the ball down to Hall, onto Allen. This looks dangerous. Morrissey is a freak, Jamie Morrissey. No, goes back to Platten. Put him under pressure. Number 4 for Dunstall. Gives it away to Allen, and he goes. Great team play by the defending champions.
Yes, it certainly was, Sandy. So scores a level here at the park. Ben Allen kicking that goal after a series of very hot hand passes. Allen combining there with Jamie Morrissey. This wasn't a good hand pass.
Watch him keep running in the background, Bernie.
Exactly. He started off in the middle of the ground and kept going, and eventually it all paid dividends because the run was rewarded and Ben Allen kicking the goal.
So scores level. Very early in the second term. Ben Allen has had 5 kicks. 1 goal. Greg Deer gets the tap down. Can't break it clear of the centre. Gowers can. Pritchard now has a good look up the field, but his kick is ordinary, which is a surprise for Pritchard because he usually does something with it on all occasions. Rogers, then Hinkley. Now Gary Ablett streaming down the centre. Long kick. Doesn't quite get onto it. Floating. Oh, Brownless and Langford. Brownless does well. Ball still in Geelong's forward line. Brown's handball nearly held in. Cooper, kick across his body, goes out towards half back. Bounces awkward for all players. Couch favourably. Slips a beautiful little hand pass to Forsman. Forsman time to steady and shoot and goal. Good kick by Darren Forsman, although from a Hawthorn point of view, he seemed to have an eternity. Yes. Geelong by a goal.
Yes, he did, Robbo, too, and it's just amazing how costly mistakes can be at this level of football. That ball coming into the Geelong forward line, and Chris Langford appeared to drop a fairly easy mark. And of course that proved very costly there in the end, because Forsman kicking a very good goal.
Geelong lead by 6 points early in the second quarter. It'll be Deere and Burke again. It's not a good bounce for Greg Deere. Lamb gives it away to Gary Hocking, who gets his kick down towards the right half forward flank. Langford and Morrissey, and it's the latter who brings it away. Falling mark to Andrew Collins, who played marvellously well in the Foster's Cup final. Goes short to Gowers, and now across the ground, a 100 gamer, Ray Jenke. The question asked as Handley ran through his line but ignored. Good mark to Stoneham.
Well, the umpires are a lot more lenient on that than they used to be. Of course, remember when Jimmy Stones ran across the mark?
They certainly do.
It cost him a place in the grand final.
Stoneham's kick back forward of centre wing. Gowers under enormous pressure. Burke gets it out, but it's taken by Platten. Here's the lead. Can't hold it. Now a chance for the Cats to clear. McGrath. This will do his confidence the world of good. Stabs up towards half forward. It's not a good kick. Collins almost completed the mark. Couch could have given away a free kick.
Brilliant play there by Andrew Collins. The advantage has been paid, but gee, he showed some courage to put his body in.
Jarman over the top to Jenke. Ominous signs again. Tony Hall plays on. Gets around Lamb from 47 metres. Flicks it in towards Dunstall. He gets a touch, but it's through for one behind.
Tony Hall with his hands full playing on Ken Hinkley, of course, who was suspended after a clash with Tony Hall in last year's final series.
McGrath kicks in, player on his own on this near side half-back flankers pool. Marks about 15 metres away from Pritchard. The kick is ordinary. Collins drops what maybe he should have taken. Forsman, lovely hand pass. Stoneham may be able to run onto it. No, good play, Cooper. Got him out of the contest, gathered the footy and kicked it back to centre half forward, where Hudson marks, and now Paul Hudson gets into the game. His first kick coming up. A couple of Hawthorn players have been very quiet. Kick into the square. Oh, well done, but Dunstall recovers. Left foot shot, and he's now kicked four. Cat-like recovery by Dunstall, and he puts the Hawks in front.
It's well done by Jeff Miles getting back there initially. It looked like it was going to be a very easy mark to Jason Dunstall. As we saw a little bit of shepherding going on there by Tony Hall, but Miles able to just get that fingertip to it. But Jason Dunstall, as Robbo said, cat-like on the ground, getting it onto his left boot and kicking a great goal.
4 goals to this man. 646 now in his career. 6-4 plays 6-3 in a seesawing game here at Waverley Park. Deere tries to flick it over the back. Beautifully done to Platten. Wonderful play. Now, Dunstall being paid much closer attention now, which is good from a Geelong point of view. Tony Hall round his body. Good looking kick. Hinkley is there. In fact, Anderson flicked it round his body down towards Tony Hall, and the end result was one behind. 6-5 plays 6-3. Malcolm Blight, who is virtually full time now, watches McGrath kick the ball back into play. Morrissey beaten. Rogers under pressure. Morrissey still going. This is dangerous. Ben Allen kicks into McGrath. They've all stopped except McGrath, and he gets his kick, finding his skipper on the half-back flank. It's Bairstow. Clear across the centre towards Ablett. Suddenly Geelong have got it down into their attacking zone again. Towards Brownless. Langford got a hand to it. Brownless a chance. Sweeps a long hand pass to Handley, but the big man slung to the ground. Taken by Hocking round his body and through for one behind.
Just Handley there, perhaps looking as though, the tempo got to him a bit.
Point the difference.
I don't like to criticise from here, but I think he's got plenty of promise. Langford kicks it beautifully again. Back in towards the centre. Handley could have nearly been paid. Jarman Lovely hand pass. Finds Jenky. Jenky streaming down the middle of the ground. Nice kick by Jenky towards full forward. Oh, hell!
Look at this.
Unselfishly, Hudson runs into an open goal and couldn't possibly miss from there. Well, what a passage of play by Hawthorn. From the Langford kick in, within 8 seconds, they'd kicked a goal.
It's an amazing side, Hawthorn. Probably well, I don't think we'll ever see a better side than Hawthorn over the last few years, especially 70s, 80s, and now into the 90s. They've been the power side in the competition. Had a couple of lapses, but they've always come back. And in the last 20 years, of course, to play in 12-day grand finals. It's an amazing record.
And Bernie, you really can't keep champions down all the time, can you? Hudson, who was very, very quiet, as a matter of fact, didn't have a touch in the first quarter, certainly come into the place in this second term.
Well, very fortunate there to be on the end of some very good play by teammates further up the field.
This time it's Hawthorn infringing in the square, so it'll be Burke. Not a pretty kick. Towards half forward, put enormous pressure on his teammates up the ground. Langford gets a kind bounce. Kicks towards Jenky on centre wing, if he can get past Hinkley. Towards Tony Hall. It's a very clever player, Tony Hall, and a very skillful one. Hudson gets in front. Can't complete the diving mark. Is working hard at the bottom of the pack.
You said clever play there. It was a clever kick by Jenky too.
Darren Jarman just being spoken to by the emergency umpire. Stoneham with the left hand wins that ruck confrontation, or touchy one, allowed to go on. Ablett couldn't take it. Forsman now. Cooper's got his measure. Jarman, if he can get clear, goes back to Cooper. Effective play to full forward. Or marvellous football by Dunstall. He's not going to be given the free kick, and I don't think Hawthorn fans are too happy.
Well, he almost took a sensational mark there on the chest. He just didn't hold it to the ground, I don't think, as we look at this in replay. No, I think a very good decision by the umpire. The crowd not happy with it.
I think they thought perhaps a free kick a little earlier on.
Fair enough.
However, play goes on. Rogers. It's going to be wide. Morrissey. Well, he should kick this because he's an extraordinary player. Thank you, James. You've done it to me again.
Gee, I thought that was a bit of an optimistic call, Sandy, from that pocket.
Well, he is a freak.
Looked like a very tough shot.
7-6. Plays 6-4, and Hawthorn just showing signs that they may be able to skate clear a little in this second quarter.
Well, I think therefore it's a critical stage for Geelong. They must keep concentrating now.
Oh, that's a free kick against Damien Burke. Foolish play.
And another one taken.
Oh, I just thought it was an overzealous Shepherd myself. I don't know whether it looked all that bad. We'll probably see that in replay. But a clear chest mark had been taken by Trevor Poole. And Damien Burke just coming in there very late. Overzealous with the Shepherd. And this will give actually Pritchard a shot at goal.
I was going to say, it's amazing how many times this courageous little player for Hawthorn is on the end of something like that. And he just keeps on bouncing up again.
Well, Robbo, really, you should never have even been involved, because it was a clear mark taken by Poole, and there was no need for Burke to even get involved.
Could prove very, very costly.
Yes, we spoke about the critical stage in the game, and to do something like that may just give a goal away. Pritchard. Long kick, but just offline and through for a behind. So maybe Damien Burke can breathe a sigh of relief on Saturday afternoon, but he's still got a front now on Monday night, which from a Geelong point of view is bad football. This is a team game and everyone plays a part. McGrath, kick into the left half back. Scott, well done. Bounces away from the pack. Sweeping hand pass, sets it up for Bairstow. Bairstow defensive side of the wing. Kick towards centre half forward. Marking contest there. It's punched away from Handley. Anderson's going to be... Oh, there was no way known he was going anywhere then. Gary Ablett.
Yeah, it's a great tackle by Gary Ablett, asking the question, why wasn't the free kick paid?
Well, he had no chance of getting rid of it.
He did initially, Robbo. He took 3 paces. He could have got the hand pass away before he was eventually tackled.
Oh, down goes Madigan.
That's not a free kick. What is?
Gowers. And he's still down. Madigan behind play. Miles. Burke. Still at centre half forward for Hawthorn. Scott lifting. kicks it back towards centre-half forward where the player is in the hands of the trainers.
He doesn't look too well.
Now a chance for Morrissey. Little kick out wide of the wing has been marked by Pritchard.
Darren Pritchard, long and low to Tony Hall. Centering kick and a good one. Andy Collins takes the mark. He's going short. Pritchard had drifted down just inside 50 and he will have a shot. Madigan's up. This is Pritchard. Good looking kick. Just drifting to the left and the one behind.
Madigan now being checked out by the...
Let's have a look and just see what happened to him.
There it is, and the ruck infringement there against Handley, and I don't know how the free kick wasn't paid there to Madigan. Amazing.
If you had a really good close look at it and played it in slow-mo, could you give the player the benefit of the doubt and say that the ball was there to be punched away from the player?
No, definitely not.
I thought the ball was a bit higher.
I agree, Sandy.
Deere, that's Paul Deere. This is Gary Hawkins. Beautifully tackled by Collins. And Forsman over the line with the football and John Platten. A lot of feeling in this game.
I think it emanates from a grand final that was played between these two sides a couple of years ago, Sandy.
I think you're right. And what an epic match it was. Ben Allen. Hawthorn's best and fairest from last year, but this time finds Hinkley. Not a good kick, certainly very high. Ablett and Morrissey. Collins in from the side. Morrissey waits, gets it out, but there's a free kick going to go the way of Geelong. It'll be taken by Ablett at the bottom. Gary Ablett to the 50-metre line. Great spoil, great play by Morrissey as he heads towards the safety of the boundary line, but goes a little too far on this occasion and out of bounds on the full. Couch in the pocket. Well, he might want to go on with this because he's a left footer. He does. Stabs in towards goal, and it's a beauty. Paul Couch gets his first goal, and it is still goal for goal. 4 points the difference, favouring the Hawks.
There's nothing in it, of course. Geelong fighting back hard in this quarter. They've kicked 2 for the term. Hawthorn 3 for the term. And Paul Couch summing up the situation very quickly. I saw that Morrissey had slipped to the ground, and being on the right side of the ground to have a shot at goal, played on quickly and put it right through the middle.
7-8 to 7-4, Hawthorn by 4 points. Couch, the goal kicker for Geelong. Chance now for Poole. Kicks it all right, 2 towards centre-half forward. Oh, being pulled off the ball, Bairstow. Play goes on. Good tap by Cooper. Bairstow, Morrissey. Chance for Ablett. If he gathers, this is a big chance for Geelong. Kick across his body is not hooked anywhere near far enough. And it's out of bounds in the right forward pocket. And it must have bounced just inside the boundary line, so we'll have a throw in. Handley, the Geelong recruit from Western Australia, who actually played football in Brisbane before going across to Western Australia. So if you're talking about recruiting, is he a man who was slipped the Brisbane Bears recruiting list, or did he go maybe as an early youngster? Still, he's now playing with Geelong, Stephen Handley, and he's doing the ruck work in the right forward pocket. Madigan's recovered, which is good. Bairstow, Couch, can he kick another one? He can. Well done, Couchy. Couch gets his second goal, and after a very good first quarter, his only 2 kicks in this second term have been goals for Geelong. 7-8 to 8-4, and Geelong lead by 2 points.
There's Geelong back in front, and Paul Couch both times very clever kicks at goal. That one, not much time to line them up. Just instinct taking over there, getting it quickly onto that left boot, his natural kicking foot. 2 great goals to Paul Couch in the space of a couple of minutes.
Greg Deere to do the ruck work for Hawthorn. They trail by 2 points. Robert Scott. Handball straight up in the air. Gowes gets a touch, but to Rogers it goes. Couch getting into the thick of things now. There's his third kick in as many minutes. Towards full forward, Langford. Desperate, Brown off the ground. This could be Forsman in with a chance. Swings round his body. Oh, he's kicked another one. What a beauty. What a beauty. 2 goals to Darren Forsman, both in this quarter. And now the Cats go to an 8-point lead.
Yes, and 3 goals coming in about 4 minutes. And here we see Chris Langford just tapping the ball rather dangerously, I thought, back towards the Geelong goal. And it came unstuck because there we see clever play by Forsman. He had plenty of time to get around on his right foot. It wasn't a difficult snap in the end.
The Cats by 8 points, just on 11 minutes remaining in this vital second quarter. Barnes tries to get a second flick at it, but it's Platten who takes it out of the middle with pace and determination. To half forward, Dunstall with the one hand. He is simply too good.
Yeah, not a bad mark that one, Sandy. Using his body well again. Because Tim McGrath, actually, he's not all that small up in the upper body. He's pretty strong himself, but Jason Dunstall just doing the wrestling and able to take it in the left hand, first grab, and then in the second grab, complete the mark.
So this for number 5 for Jason Dunstall, and this to make the margin only 2 points. And the goal umpire watches it sail through for one behind. And that is very unlike Jason Dunstall, directly in front.
Well, there is a little bit of breeze indicated by the flags up above the outer stand area, and the kicking hasn't been, on a lot of occasions, has been a little bit ordinary, so maybe the players having a little bit of difficulty down there at ground level. That kick in has been marked by Stephen Hocking, half-back flank on the members' side. The kick goes up towards the wing. Poole can't mark. That's tapped over, and the fans down in front of us here oohing and ahhing.
Almost out of bounds on the full, Robbo, off Gower's boot.
Right. Boundary throw in. Barnes in the front. Paul Deere doing the ruck work. Able to get his foot to the ball, but not much with it. Ablett kicks it 35 to 40 metres towards the Geelong goal. The safety of the boundary line, so we'll have another throw in as Hawthorn prepare to make a change. Young Alex McDonald preparing to come onto the ground. Youthful looking Alex McDonald. Another one of the potential Hawthorn champions. Scott, great roving, and sets it up for Bairstow again. He goes straight towards goal. It was a little blind. Oh, Brown has taken a screamer. A one-hander, and pulls it in again from 40 metres. He's got a chance to kick his second goal. Short pass on. Oh no! Picked the wrong option there. Hawthorn now, can they clear from... Look out, Jenky! Oh, Brownless, good tackle. Langford, they'll give away a behind, and Brownless and Jenky have a bit of a tape behind play. A few of the boys getting a little anxious, Couch and Morrissey. Umpire's not taking much notice. Play goes on. Hawthorn will kick it back into play.
To Morrissey. Under 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Flicked over the back cleverly to Platten. Good play. To half forward goes the Rat. Deere with skill.
Free kick to Stoneham against Paul Deere. Maybe a little Timmy Touchwood.
Stoneham from half back. Goes towards Barnes and Ablett at the back. So too Poole. Floating kick into the pocket. Ayres. Brown. And taken over by Jenky. And Billy Brownless just coming in to have another word with him.
Nothing much in it.
All good stuff. Been a good first half. Couch has it placed down his throat almost. Hocking kicked off the ground and ran into Gary Ayres. And he'll take the free kick.
The other player not able to get into the match so far is Darren Jarman. Only 2 kicks and 3 hand passes.
Yes, he has been very quiet. McDonald about to have his first touch since coming onto the ground. And it's not a good one. Straight to Barnes. Centering kick towards half forward. Ben Allen read it well. Ablett quick to pounce upon him. Good work by Gary Ablett. Farming it out to Hocking, who wants Brownless but doesn't get him. Forsman, well, did it well. Sweeps it, good vision to Couch. Paul Couch for his third for the quarter. He's kicked it.
And all of a sudden, Geelong skipping away to a 14-point advantage when we thought the signs were ominous for Geelong early in this second quarter. I mean, watch the replay. Forsman, a very good long hand pass, finding Couch out on his own. And that's Paul Couch's third goal for the quarter. Darren Forsman's kicked 2 for the quarter.
So less than 7 minutes left in the term. Geelong leading by 14 points. An important 7 minutes for both sides. Lamb, lovely little hand pass to Scott. Scott from 50 yards, 50 metres, kicks the goal. Second goal to Robert Scott. And Geelong showing Hawthorn a clean pair of heels at the moment.
And it's been a great quarter of football by Geelong, especially this second half of the quarter. Hawthorn doing most of the attacking in the first term. Very important, of course, getting the ball out of the middle. And then we see that very good hand pass from Jamie Lamb, setting it up for Robert Scott. And what a quarter of football by Geelong. A 6-goal term.
Barnes jumping, leaping, good contesting work in the centre. Picked up by McDonald for Hawthorn. Kicked directly towards goal. Here's something coming up. How quick is Rogers? Dunstall gets him off the football. Chance now for Anderson, and he pops it through from behind.
Well, probably just kicking a little bit quickly there, Dean Anderson. May have had a bit more time than he thought to steady.
It's quick, Rogers.
Well, Dunstall really had to turn around and then get going. He was coming from probably a flying start.
A mobile start.
A mobile start. Well done. Kick in by McGrath, goes to the far side. A good mark taken by Jamie Lamb. Kick towards the centre wing area. Handley and Madigan. Madigan first to recover. Bounces a little awkwardly. He's able to get the hand pass away to Jarman. He's tackled by Couch. Kick off the ground by Madigan. Goes about 8 metres towards the Hawthorn goal. Lamb can't do much with it, so we'll have a boundary throw in. Just forward of the wing on the outer side in Hawthorn's forward half. The Hawks really need to score a goal. They've kicked 3. Geelong have kicked 6 in this second term. Good block by Cooper. Anderson kept off the football. Couch, Anderson the tackler. 3 Hawthorn players. There's a couple now for Geelong coming in to help out. And the ball trundled over for another throw in.
Hawthorn without Brereton, without Mew. And a number of players not getting a lot of touches, including Hudson and Jarman. Scott is certainly picking up his fair share for Geelong. So is this man, Forsman. Robert Scott, 10 possessions. Forsman also 10 possessions. Barnes gets up very high. Couch, a little clever tap to Bairstow. Oh, that's brilliant football.
They're playing with great confidence now, Geelong. Good play by Barnes, getting the knockout. He's doing okay in the ruck. And Mark Bairstow finishing off. Great pass to the leading Billy Brownless.
Gee, even you would have licked your chops then, wouldn't you? You would have seen that coming face high.
Would have been all right, wouldn't it?
Brownless for his second. Not to be.
Well, that would have topped off a good quarter had Billy kicked that one. Not a difficult shot.
11-6 plays 7-10. This is the greatest margin we've had in the game to date. 20 points. There's Gary Ayres. Looks towards Langford. It's hammered away from him. Handley got a touch. Langford missed it. Pritchard trying to farm out to Platt. Robert Scott is a very hard worker, but a little overzealous, according to umpire Brian Sheehan on this occasion. Platten's kick to Jarman.
And he's got one too, Sandy, from Ken Hinkley going for that mark.
Down but not out. He's up, Jarman. I'm just keeping an eye on him. Ball in the centre. Anderson working hard at the bottom of the pack. Forsman gets it out delightfully to Gary Hocking. And his kick to Brownless is a beauty. They're playing very, very well at the moment. He continues on. They've got not 100, but 2 or 3. Oh, Bairstow could have gone on with the job.
Well, they look to be in tatters at the moment. Alan Joyce and Brian Coleman looking on, and they'd be looking on in amazement, I think, that so many Geelong players running into that forward line without an opponent.
Mark Bairstow, the captain goals. So the Cats continue on their merry way. It's his second, Geelong's 12th. They lead 12-6 to 7-10, and Robbo, Stuart Lord said to you prior to this game, quite simply, watch them go today.
Well, I think, in top competitive sport, a lot has got to do with attitude, and, Geelong have had nothing to lose and everything to gain leading into this match, and their attitude has been fantastic. You agree, Bernie? I mean, they've really wanted the footy, haven't they? And they've been first at it nearly all the time.
Yep.
So Hawthorn really being tested now. The bounce a little awkward there for Pritchard, still unable to get it. Gary Hocking to Barnes, and Geelong, with 2.5 minutes left, have got the ball to the 50-metre line. Chance for Brown, he's playing positive football. Shrugs the tackle and kicks it back towards centre-half forward. Geelong mark taken by Scott, and he's got some positive thoughts in his brain too. Does he need something a little silly there though? Oops. 50 metres from goal, there's still a chance. Kick off the ground by Bairstow, goes into the right forward pocket. Geelong have got the players everywhere. Gary Hocking, banana kick. Oh, that must have been pretty close too, as goal umpire Lee Keane emphatically declares it was a behind. 2 behinds to Gary Hocking in that scoreline of 12-7. Ayres marks the kick in.
A little unsure what to do, where to go. This is unlike Hawthorn, but the pressure has been intense. Pritchard marks just inside the line. It's almost down to centre wing. Floats it towards the wing, and a good mark taken by Barnes. He goes back towards Handley. Couch will do the roving work. He ignores Ablett and hugs the boundary line. Brown comes out to meet it, but can't get there in time.
A little bit too close to the boundary, I think, Robbo?
Bad kick, really.
It was, yeah. Centering kick would have been better for both options there. The leading Billy Brownless, and also to give them a chance had it been off the hands.
That's right, yep. I mean, when you see Hawthorn guys doing that sort of thing, they always hook it back in towards the front of the goal.
Exactly.
Disciplined stuff.
Ablett, high over the top. Wanting to do something that he did so well in 1989 at the end of the year, but unable to on that occasion. Gary Ayres. And a good mark taken by Allen. He's had 7 kicks, but hasn't been in the thick of things. Langford bouncing his way across the centre, gives it to Gowers. They've got time to score if they're good enough. Hall in towards the pocket. Taken out of it. Oh,
no free kick.
Goes on. Well, Ian Robertson's flabbergasted, and Dooney can't speak. Stoneham. They run it out through Lamb. Now Geelong can score. They certainly can, because Brownless has it 47 metres out.
Yes, he'll be kicking from just beyond the 50-metre line.
And Stoneham and Deere saying, pretty easy when you get it right, isn't it?
It's easy to laugh when your side's in front and you've got possession 45 metres from goal.
That's dead right. Let's see what Brownless can do on the siren. 1 point. Still a marvellous quarter, however. Billy Brownless has kicked only the 1 goal, but Paul Couch had a blistering term. He booted 3 in that quarter. Barry Stoneham still going. Jason Dunstall has been the one shining light up forward for the Hawks. 3 goals in the first quarter and 1 in the second. Darren Jarman copped a heavy one, but he's found it frustrating. It's half time at Waverley Park. Geelong lead 12-8, 80. Hawthorn 7-10, 52.
First half. half, Geelong have got some fresh players.
28 points the margin as we go into the second half. The Cats leading, but it's Deere who takes it out of the centre. A hurried kick to the half-forward line. Hudson showed courage, going back into the pack, but couldn't complete the mark. Hinkley showed composure, and he gets it away. They're able to run it from half-back down towards the half-forward line. Handley. Have those lessons had an effect?
Push in the back.
Yeah, it's a good decision. Silly play there by Handley, and that's something you have to get into your place. Some discipline. It was going over the boundary line, and just ridiculous to do those sort of things.
Cooper's kick back towards centre wing. Mark going to be paid. Tony Hall.
Actually, the umpire indicating he was being held.
So Hall to take it on centre wing. Had a pretty good game, Tony Hall, today. But the Hawks are going to have to find something in this quarter. Morrissey, the only Hawk working hard in the pack.
What I was getting at just before the game recommenced, Malakalis hasn't been used at all, Burke sparingly, and Hawthorn have had to swap and change to try and find something, get us some sort of a spark.
McDonald's kick goes to Morrissey. He's from 50 metres. Set sail for home with a long kick. Dunstall is asking, and he's going to get it. Held when not in possession.
Yes, well, Tim McGrath obviously very worried about Jason Dunstall's goal-kicking potential, and why wouldn't he be? And Dunstall indicating very clearly to the umpire that he was being held.
Dunstall has 4, 3 in the first quarter, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the third quarter. So the margin back to 22 points, Bernie.
Yes, and never write Hawthorn off, because this combination is capable of anything. They've been under enormous pressure, and they're a bit of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, because Dunstall was definitely holding McGrath in the first instance.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, look, he's earned his reputation, Jason Dunstall. He's a great player, but I'm certain that youngsters have to earn their stripes before they're acknowledged by the men in white.
Maybe.
So interestingly, Paul Deere is the #1 ruckman for Hawthorn at the start of this second half. His brother Greg Deere is on the interchange bench with...
Well, Hiddeout's favouring Geelong 20-13, so I had to make that move.
Gary Ablett's kick towards half forward. Collins and Gary Hocking. Gowers drops the ball, no free kick. Ball comes clear now towards half forward. Good tap on by Bairstow. Gary Hocking hard up against the boundary line. Shot for goal. This is going to go very, very close. And it hits the post. It could have bounced to the right as easily as it bounced straight ahead, and may have even been a Geelong goal. So Hawks breathe a sigh of relief. Langford kicks in, finds Ayres. 8-10 plays 12-9. 23 points in favour of the Cats. Ayres further to Jenke. Jenke's got a little bit of time, not much. Short pass, did that go the required distance? Yes, says the umpire. Collins forced to kick quickly. Ablett marks, and Gary Ablett will put Geelong within scoring distance. He goes for the torpedo punt kick, doesn't quite come off. Good mark, standing his ground, Ben Allen in front of Billy Brownless.
Not a percentage kick there from Gary Ablett. Why wouldn't he kick a drop punt?
Ben Allen from half back. Kicks to the centre wing area. Gowers takes the ball and kicks it in towards the centre, and a mark is taken by Paul Deere. He's come into the play, given a different role. He's not being tagged. Stoneham did well in the first half. A great punch away by McGrath, and then a good bump. Geelong just hold it up there at half back, and a boundary throw-in will take place.
Well, Paul Deere was well shepherded by the umpire in that centre when he went for that mark, Robbo. I don't know whether you saw that, but the umpire getting in the way of the Geelong player.
McDonald, kick towards half forward, punched away by the Geelong defence. Chance now for Pritchard. Good kick to the centre of the goals. Bounce a little awkward for Hall. Stoneham close by. Hall plays it in front of himself. Now taps it away. McGrath on Jarman, but Jarman's little kick. Ablett down. That could be a free kick. Play on, says the umpire.
Yeah, good decision.
McGrath, little left foot kick is effective and finds Forsman at half back.
Darren Forsman. 6 hand passes and 6 kicks for Forsman. This one goes down over centre wing. Handley. Madigan throws him over the line. He didn't have the football.
Yes, good decision there again too by the umpire. Handley slung after he had got rid of the ball.
Oh, Malcolm Blight's been busy at half time. There's Handley. Hocking is the flyer. That was Gary Hocking. Couldn't take the mark. And eventually over the line. In Geelong's attacking zone in front of the small scoreboard here at Waverley Park shows the Cats 12-9, Hawthorn are 8-10. Handley, Madigan at the back, Ben Allen. Handley tried to do it with the left hand down to Forsman. Madigan almost had his head pulled off. And we'll find ourselves with another bounce. Handley, front spot. Past Cooper, Couch claimed from behind by McDonald. Ball? No. Yeah. Dermot Brereton missing from the action today, but an interested onlooker. Couch gets a short kick straight to Trevor Poole, who's under pressure. Jenke in there doing the tackling, but the ball is held in. A stalemate at the moment on that outer side.
The Hawks need a big quarter here.
Yes,
Damien Burke still on the bench with Spiro Malakalis.
Madigan over the top wins it. Forsman won't keep it in. Well, he will. Hocking tries some tunnel ball tactics.
Gee, there's no quarter being given now, is there?
It's very tight.
I think all the players appreciate that this next 10 or 12 minutes is so critical to the result.
Well, if Hawthorn was to get a run on, 3 or 4 quick ones, they could go on with the job, whereas Geelong, if they can hold them now, could start the season off on a winning note. So it's tight. Handley and Madigan again. That's probably 5 bounces they've had, all within a space of 50 metres. To centre wing and a good diving mark. He does that so well, Tony Hall. Just leans on the opponent and then dives to take the grab. Kicks to the 50-metre line. Dunstall out in front. Couldn't take the mark. Steve Hocking rides one bump. Gets rid of it. His brother chases and sees it over the line.
Looks like Tony Hall's now playing at centre half forward, being picked up by Stoneham with Paul Deere doing the ruck work.
Yeah, well, Hawthorn really had to make some changes. They were a bit bogged down. Their main goal scorer was Dunstall in that first half, kicking 4. They didn't get much from the other players. Bumped by Lamb. Ablett's gone the wrong way. Going to give a goal away. Oh, Jason. Missing from point-blank range. He's kicked 5-2.
Well, again, an indication of the pressure that's being applied by Geelong. Jason Dunstall, normally you would have put that down for a goal without any problems, but Geelong, so intense has the pressure been that Jason Dunstall just expecting a tackle to come a little bit sooner.
What about Gary Ablett? He must have had a bit of a mental block there, kicking the ball the wrong way. Kick in comes to the near side. Good punch by Hall on Stoneham. Ablett. Kick has been smothered. Gower should receive a free kick. No. Lamb the tackler. Umpire will call for a bounce. Now the players really having to earn their kicks in the first match of the season. If that's any indication, we're in for a fairly entertaining time in close quarters. Gowers gets the tap. Ablett forced to kick with the left, goes towards centre wing. The bounces are very, very awkward for the Hawthorn player in Cooper, and we'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing.
Flick towards Cooper. Hocking through, but without it. Jarman has had a quiet day. Couch working hard with Poole at the bottom for the Cats. And that's how hard it is to get a kick. Pressure cooker situation here at the moment. Ball on centre wing. Barnes doing the ruck work, but taken by Morrison. Round his body to half forward. Pull to Scott is effective. On to Hinkley. Back to Scott. Robert Scott is showing some of that form that got him into a state team several years ago. Jarman has been quiet. It's a great deliverer of the football, Darren Jarman. Now it's with Darren Pritchard. Wants to go over the top. Eventually has to go long. Deep into full forward. Dunstall at the back, but it beats him over the line for one behind.
Well, normally you would have put that down for a goal to Hawthorn too, because they had a situation 3-on-1 and Jason Dunstall just leading and then going back. He wasn't sure what he should do because there was a bit of doubt in the Hawthorn player's mind once again.
Yes, the player with the ball, Darren Pritchard, just a little uncertain. That kick in, has it been marked by Lamb? Yes, it has. Collins very quickly on the scene, but Lamb confidently runs away and kicks it towards the wing. Poole can't mark, but Lamb's still there, and he's kicked it out on the full. It certainly did hit his shin, but obviously the boundary umpire feeling that it had gone over before doing just that, as Greg Deere and Anderson warm up on the boundary line. Oh, gee whiz, it's tight in there. Very, very difficult to get a clean possession, and the umpire's having a lot of trouble now trying to get the ball out into the open. I think everybody realises that it's it is a difficult time. Geelong leading at the moment by 21 points, and Hawthorn striving to get back into the game. Taylor, number 25 for Hawthorn, ex-Fitzroy player. It's a big lump of a lad too. Barnes in front. He's done a pretty good job, John Barnes, in the ruck. Gary Hocking at close quarters. Pritchard, what can he do? Nothing.
Hocking and Platten having a bit of a go.
Of course, they clashed in that grand final also, Sandy. Yep, a couple of years ago.
So a throw in. McDonald gets a hurried kick. That too will go out of bounds. They've gained 25 metres.
In a ruck contest, are you allowed to push your opponent straight out of the way so you've got just fair go at the ball like that?
Well, they make their own rules up half the time, the umpire's there. You see some instances they'll pay a free kick, and other times they'll let them go.
Hocking gets it away to Lamb. Has a bounce, wanting to sneak away from Platten. Hinkley shows lovely skills. Tremendous calmness about his game. He finds Ablett. Burke coming back onto the ground for the Cats, as Ablett doesn't quite get onto one.
Well, I don't believe that's team football, Sandy, just going for the long bomb like that. I'm sure Malcolm Blight wouldn't be all that happy. There's two players making leads up on that forward line, and Ablett try and kick a goal from 65 metres out.
Burke is back on. Barnes is the player to be spelled. Deere and Burke will contest this. Tapped on by Robert Scott. Hocking. Hurried left foot snap in towards Brownless territory. Cry of ball. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, Langford did that well, didn't he, Bernie?
Well, he did it well in that night football on Darren Wheeldon. He gave him no space to move whatsoever. But Billy Brownless was a sitting target there.
Langford towards Gowers. A little too far underneath the football. This opens it up for Forsman once again. The target again is Brownless. This time he's out in front.
Well, it was a good kick by Forsman.
He uses the ball very well, actually, Darren Forsman. He's kicked 2 goals.
Brownless directly in front, just outside 50. Drop punt on its way. Looks very good. It's another one for the Cats. Steadying goal for Geelong. Brownless gets his second. They're 13-9. Hawthorn are 8-12.
It didn't appear to be a great kick off the boot from Billy Brownless, kicking from about 53 metres out. It wasn't one of those booming kicks we normally see from Billy Brownless, just struggling to get there, and Paul Brown just on the line, keeping the Hawthorn players out of the contest. So some good work there by the young Geelong player.
Geelong lead by 27 points. They led by 28 points at half time. So after 18 or 19 minutes of hard slog in the third term. The Hawks are only 1 point closer. The ball at centre half forward for Hawthorn. Lovely hand pass by Morrissey. Platten goes into an open goal. Dunstall, look, he keeps his footing brilliantly and gets his 6th goal. McGrath slipping at the critical stage. Dunstall, he's got some composure. He's kicked Hawthorn's 9th goal.
Yes, but that's what full forwards dream about. The ball coming out of the centre there so very quickly before the defenders had a chance to get down there, and it's a one-on-one contest. A bit of a flip out there by Jamie Morrissey, an open hand pass onto Johnny Platten, and Jason Dunstall, 6 goals, a good performance.
Yes, 6 goals out of 9. The other goal kickers have been Paul Hudson, Ben Allen and Tony Hall. So Hawthorn can thank Jason Dunstall at this stage for their score on the scoreboard. Morrissey can't quite do much with the football. That kick has been marked and did go the required distance. Hinkley away to Couch. McDonald a little late on the scene. He downs Couch after he kicked the ball. Play goes on up towards the 50-metre line. Hocking away to Bairstow. Bairstow into an open goal, and Geelong reply so quickly. 3 goals to Mark Bairstow, and the captain doing it pretty well. Geelong 14-9, lead Hawthorn 9-12.
They're doing it very well, in fact. Geelong entering the challenge very quickly. Look at this in replay again. There's Paul Brown, who's really giving Gary Ayres something to think about in this match. He's been very lively forward. They've had the players who are prepared to run and get into position, and it's paid dividends.
At the moment, the Cats have the answers. Back in the middle once more. Jarman hammers it out of the centre, down towards Hall at half forward. Morrissey follows up play. He's going to run into trouble. He's lost it.
Good tackle by Rogers.
Yes, he is pretty quick though, Robbo, as you said earlier. Or Sandy commented on his speed. He's very quick there, picking up Jamie Morrissey.
McGrath charges down the ground, kicks to half forward. Burke was there, got one hand to it, but that was all. Forsman at the bottom, sits over the football. Madigan tries to get out. Eventually spooned out towards Jarman. Quickly on to Ben Allen. Hawthorn open it up to the half forward line. And the mark taken by Jason Taylor. Plays on quickly. Hawthorn looking more positive as Cooper kicks to Dunstall. Jason Dunstall has kicked 6.
Just good use of the body there, just a slight nudge out. A decision the umpires to decide whether it's a push or just a gentle nudge, and he decided in Jason Dunstall's favour. Not much in it.
Well, this for number 7. Should not miss and does not. 7 goals to Jason Dunstall. The Hawks fire on. They're 10-12, but they trail Geelong 14-9.
7 goals, 3 to Jason Dunstall. And Malcolm Blight still showing some faith in the young full-back Tim McGrath, of course recruited from North Melbourne. Picked up at number 12 in the internal draft. But he's really been run around by Jason Dunstall.
They've made the change now back there at fullback. McGrath is now out at half-back on Taylor, and going back to fullback looks as though it could be Miles. But Hawthorn making a surge, momentarily cut off by Stoneham, and he plays on fairly confidently, does Barry Stoneham, kicks it towards centre wing. Gowers could have nearly given away a free kick, but it's a mark to Burke anyway. What can Geelong do now? They've had all the answers so far. Kick to centre half forward. No mark taken. Crunch of players. Umpire picks out a free kick. It's going to Hawthorn. To be taken by Pritchard. He goes away quickly to Jenke. Jenke's left foot kick is very, very good. Gives Jarman a bit of space. And what a creative player Jarman is. He runs away from Burke. There's some confidence for you. And the kick towards Dunstall's not bad. And Dunstall's got it. Just beautifully controlled kick by Jarman. And Dunstall judged it magnificently.
Yes, it was good play by Jarman because he knew that he only had to get around Damien Burke, probably not noted for his speed. He took a couple of bounces and delivered the ball beautifully to the lead of Jason Dunstall.
Dunstall's shot for goal. He doesn't miss many of those. He's now kicked 8.
4 for the quarter, Dunstall.
And 8 out of 11 has kept Hawthorn in the contest. Gee whiz, Geelong, if they lose this game, they'll be worried, won't they? Will they ever beat Hawthorn?
Well, I don't think you can ever relax against a side like Hawthorn. We never would be expecting to lie down and take it easy, and Hawthorn never do. As we see Darren Jarman, just running around very easily, getting around Burke. And Dunstall's really, it's perfect conditions for a full forward to take those marks out in front. Not much a fullback can do about that with a delivery of that class.
The Hawthorn chant goes up as the reigning champs mount a challenge. Geelong have been able to answer the earlier challenges. Pritchard has the ball held. That's how umpire Brian Sheehan sees it as well. And we'll have another bounce.
In fact, Dunstall has kicked all the Hawthorn score in this third quarter.
Morrissey was at the bottom of the pack. Socket off the ground. Through the arms of Jenke again it goes, but it's Deer who butters up nicely. Taken away by McDonald to centre wing. The Hawks just steadying in the past few minutes. A brave attempt to mark was by Tony Hall. Here's Morrissey. Over the top he goes. Danger here. In trouble was Hudson. Back to Collins. He shoots in towards goal and the Hawks are coming back. Collins gets his first. And have we got a game on our hands?
Have we ever? Only 9 points of difference.
The big difference here is that they've swapped it around. They've put Paul Deer in the centre.
Yep.
But Geelong haven't got the ball out of the centre.
No, they have not.
And they haven't been able to contain the Hawks.
Well, Paul Deer for a player of his size, he does an enormous job in the ruck, and he competes so very hard.
'93 plays 84. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Hawthorn mounting a real serious challenge to the Cats. Jarman caught. Geelong striving desperately to contain this fantastic lineup of Hawthorn. Make a few changes, swap a few blokes around and issue the individual challenges. Platten attempted kick off the ground. Gary Hocking. Couch is caught. Deer the tackler. Paul Deer.
They just seem a lot more urgent in this quarter, Hawthorn. Their players there doing all the hard tackling. Damien Burke still on the bench. Hasn't had a big influence on the game. Of course, reported earlier in the match.
Well, his preparation was not what you'd call perfect. Big punch up towards centre half forward. Getting back Jenke. He had a little bit of a look. Allen there to help him out. Allen's kick to centre half forward. Taylor flies, should have taken the mark, goes after it again, good recovery, good persistence. Collins has livened it up. Short pass, okay. Pritchard marks well within scoring distance.
And he'll go back and have a shot, no doubt, Robbo.
And if he kicks this, Bernie, it will only be 3 points the difference.
Yes, a vital kick here from Darren Pritchard, only from 40 metres out, 45 at the most.
Drop punt kick, straight through the centre. Pritchard kicks his first goal. He's also kicked 3 behinds. And he becomes Hawthorn's 6th goal kicker. Geelong by 3 points.
So a great quarter of football by Hawthorn. 6-goal term. Geelong only able to manage 2. There a mark should have been taken by Taylor. They may have ended up all right though, because he was able to play on, get that hand pass there to Andrew Collins. A clever little chip pass with everyone going back towards the goal face.
Geelong fans stunned, Hawthorn fans delirious. Centre bounce once again. Who can win it out of the middle? Jarman goes in over the top of Hocking. And another bounce. Great comeback, so the scene is set for a big last quarter. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this third. Deer. A high kick. Collins underneath it. So too Barnes. Scott claimed by Morrissey. A real sense of urgency now amongst the Hawthorn players. Platten free kick at the bottom.
They're getting in there first, Sandy. They're putting their bodies in and doing all the hard tackling.
What they're renowned for. He's got a couple of loose players here. Deere or Jarman, take your choice. It's Paul Deere up towards the forward line. Dunstall at the back. He read it so well. Again, just eyes for the football only.
There's better judgment shown again by Jason Dunstall. And Hawthorn starting to control the ball around midfield, which is making it so much easier for the forwards. He decided to lead, and then he held up his lead, waited back.
And his kick is ninth as Hawthorn hit the front. 5 goals this quarter. The Hawks are back. And Dunstall has 9, Bernie.
Yes, as I said, you can never write Hawthorn off. There's been a great side through the 70s, 80s and 90s. And probably the best, well, I think equal to any side that's ever played. This Hawthorn side, they're just a complete football team. They've got all the answers, a back line, centre line, and a terrific full forward in Dunstall.
7 goals so far in the term. We've still got 4.5 minutes left. Now Stoneham back onto Dunstall, his third opponent for the day. And I just wondered why Malcolm Blight left it as it was, and I think maybe because of the balance of the team. They were going so well the way they were set up. Now they've had to swap it around a bit, and they've lost the momentum. The ball at half forward. In comes Hudson. He's been quiet all day. What will he do? Oh, Dunstall overruns it. Made one of his rare mistakes. Hinckley's in trouble. Platten puts pressure on. Hinckley's kick across the face of goal. Bounces free in the opposite back pocket. Pools a chance. Forced to kick with the left. Scott underneath it. Recovery not bad. Overruns it. Back goes Forsman. Jenky there to try the smother. The ball goes over for a boundary throw in right half forward for Hawthorn.
Gee, they're under pressure now, Geelong, aren't they?
Enormous pressure. Just a couple of the things, a couple of the options they've taken. It just shows you the way the game has swung around.
Yes, it's all forced by just Hawthorn having to make the changes to lift. And now Geelong a little rattled. Scott. Kick towards centre half forward. Marking contest, it's been taken, and taken well by Bairstow. Geelong fans screaming for a 50-metre penalty. Not forthcoming. Bairstow. Certainly 2 kicks from goal. Kicks it into the forward line. Jarman. Oh, was that nearly classified as a throw?
Yep.
It was. Now he should have really taken the option with the left hand.
Yes, Robbo, definitely.
And the free kick is going to Paul Brown. He's just over 50 metres from goal, so it'll be a real top kick to get the distance from here. Fancies his chances, puts it up in the air, it'll land in the square. Oh, Billy was high, Abbott's there, Ayres to pick up the crumbs and clear for Hawthorn. Back towards half-back, bounce awkward for Gowers. In comes Paul Deere, he's caught. Don't stop. Lamb tries to get the ball towards Bairstow, he runs away, backs himself. Bairstow goes for goal and drills it. Oh, nearly very, very close. Ayres just able to get his hand on the floating ball as it was going through the goals. And it's through for a behind. Hawthorn by 2 points.
Ayres from the back pocket to Platten on the half-back line. Got a couple of options. Collins has been busy this quarter. Now they're starting to move it around. Madigan, long and low, in towards half forward. Clever kick, good mark by Hudson.
As Hudson finally able to break clear. It was only his second mark for the day, coming up for his 4th kick. Stephen Hocking has done a magnificent job in containing Paul Hudson.
Kicked 1 goal, that was in the second quarter. This to stretch the Hawks' lead. Pulls it to the left. 1 behind. They'll stretch it, but by only 1. It's been a magnificent quarter of football by Hawthorn. 14-13. Goes 14-10. Just over a minute remaining. It's all going to come down to the last quarter. Barnes overruns it. Goes back and gets it again. Almost holds it in. Anderson slung to the ground. Rogers and Morrissey see it over the boundary line.
Yes, it looked as if it could have almost been a high tackle there. May have been awarded to the Hawthorn player.
Hall and McGrath carrying on for a moment. Miles gets it out to Steve Hocking, who he brushes a couple of tackles aside and finds Gary Hocking. On to Trevor Poole, who slips at the crucial stage. Just picks it up in time. Jenke also slipped, recovered well to get a hand to it. Now Scott, after taking from Forsman, goes down towards Brown. Oh, Ayres has got him this time, but not before he finds Robert Scott, who chips it back in towards half forward. Taken off hands by Allen. Now to Pritchard. They're starting to run. Pritchard from the middle. A long floating kick in towards the half forward line. The mark is taken. And Hawthorn through Jason Taylor go further forward. To Dunstall all alone.
Be careful, that could almost be 50.
It's amazing, Sandy. It's all turned around because of maybe Robert Scott trying to be a little bit too flash with the pass up in the forward line. Hawthorn got possession through Allen. Great hands by Pritchard. And now it's with Dunstall, chance to kick his 9th goal.
And this to make it 6 for the quarter for Jason Dunstall. An important kick for the Hawks, and he's kicked it. What a quarter of football. The reigning champs are back on track. At three-quarter time they lead. 15-13, 103. Geelong are 14-10, 94. 103 plays 94. Hawthorn leads. Barnes has a 35-metre hammer from the middle. Says to Forsman, you run. And he's beautifully claimed by Pritchard. Brown sees it over the line.
You know, that's an interesting one. Forsman has to make the play. Gathers it. The Hawthorn player comes in from behind, rides him into the ground. Umpire calls play on, boundary throw in.
What are you saying? Should have been a free kick to Forsman?
I think it was definitely a chance for that man to get a free kick.
Question asked again by the Geelong players. This time it's Ben Allen at the bottom of the pack. First goal is going to be very, very important. Ayres does well to Jarman. Thought about the hand pass, then onto the left foot. Down towards centre one. And that's a very good mark taken by Jason Taylor.
He's certainly given a lift across that half-forward line since he came on the ground, the former Fitzroy player.
Goes long. Stoneham is with Dunstall. Hall almost chipped in from the side. Pritchard hammers it wide. Now Platten a chance. Close to the boundary line. It's swinging back. It's a goal. The Rat is back. 16-13 plays 14-10.
Well, we were waiting to see who'd kick the first goal for the quarter, and Hawthorn, with their players who are prepared to do the running. A very good mark by Taylor setting that up. There's Pritchard with a little tap on, and the support run there from Johnny Platten, and a great goal running towards the boundary line from that forward pocket.
Well, the question now is being asked, what are Geelong made of? They controlled this game for 2.5 quarters, and the Hawthorn machine has taken it right up to the Hudson, nearly threw it out. Scott can't get through just quite. Ablett moves it forward. Chance for Lamb. Player running in support as Bairstow. Gathers, chased by Jarman, who looks as though he may be playing on Bairstow. Up towards full forward. Ayres! Well done, Gary Ayres. You can't beat experience. Brown has given him something to think about all day, but Gary Ayres a great mark in the last line of defence. Short kick, Jarman. Getting some space now. Darren Jarman. Short kick, ineffective. Gowers away to Jarman. Fiddly stuff out there by Hawthorn. Jarman again with the right hand when it should have been the left. Kick off the ground by Madigan. Goes up towards half forward. Hall controls it beautifully and then does an airy, if you'd call it that, and misses it completely. Goes over for boundary throw.
Actually, Bernie, Robbo said they were fidgeting about with it. They still got it 70 metres, didn't they, in the end?
They did, with the kick off the ground by Madigan, but Darren Jarman delivery certainly wasn't all that good.
Deere trying to do the work from behind. Here he is again. This time his kick is high, Jarman. Well, the big man's underneath it again, Jason Taylor.
Very impressive game by Taylor.
Great debut for him. And should he kick this?
Playing only his 6th game of senior AFL football.
24 years of age and 196 centimetres. I tell you what, he's a handy recruit to have.
He'll be kicking from just inside 50. Gets behind a drop punt. That's a fair kick. One behind.
Only fair.
The crowd was riding it. 16-14 they advanced to. Geelong have got to do something. Couch from the back line to Steve Hocking at halfback. Crosses the centre. McDonald in trouble. Goes for the back handball. It was meant for Jarman. He claimed Scott beautifully. Scott again will get a second chance. This time he's away. Gives it to Poole. Up into the forward line he goes. Holding on from both parties. McDonald gives it away. Hawthorn defence combining well again. This is Gowers. Sweeps it long to Platten. Platten can run. 2 bounces. Has a look up to the forward line. He's got to go very wide. And Hinkley chips in to take the mark for the Cats.
Hinkley at half back. Geelong need to score the next goal if they're to win the match. Time ticking away, getting down to 20 minutes. Hawthorn holding up. Forsman on Collins. Platten quickly. Can't do much with it. Couch pulled off by Ayres. And pulled off. .10 plays 94. Jarman away to Cooper. Cooper's kicked to centre half forward. Hawthorn again a chance. McGrath gathers the ball nicely, kicks it back in towards the centre, a little risky. Looking into the sun was Gary Hocking, but he's able to mark on the defensive side of the centre. He plays on now, kicks with that left foot nicely towards half forward, and the mark is taken by Brown.
Too far out to score. Puts them inside 50 towards Brownless. Pressured over the line, and in frustration he kicks it over the line.
Well, that should be a free kick against Billy Brownless.
It is.
Very undisciplined. Well, that's not helping the team's cause.
Langford. Well, Miles came over the back, affected the spoil. Barnes gets it away. Malakellus is on the ground. It's taken a long time. To half forward. Geelong want a goal and they want it badly. Robert Scott under pressure. Back to Malakellus, who's running away back towards the centre. That's the pressure Hawthorn's applying. Look at the tackle! And now the Hawk machine opens a path. It will be Platten bouncing his way down the forward line. This is a champion team at work. Dunstall comes out. Can't take the mark. Hawthorn players are fighting for the football. Tony Hall has it held and about.
Yes, Sandy, no doubt about that. And what a side this Hawthorn team is.
Bring tears to your eyes.
Bounce of the ball at half forward for Hawthorn, 50 metres from their goal. Miles, now Hall, good kick by Hall, up towards full forward, no mark taken. Chance for Hudson, round onto the left foot goes Paul Hudson, and easily as you like, he kicks a goal. Hudson's second goal for the match is Hawthorn's 17th, and after trailing by one stage in the third quarter, at one stage in the third quarter by 33 points, they now lead by 22 points.
Yes, an amazing turnaround. One of the greatest teams of all time, this Hawthorn side. I know Peter McKenna's been singing their praises for years, and I think he's right because they've just turned in an amazing performance today.
2 goals to Paul Hudson. 17-14, plays 14-10. Pritchard rides the bump, but can't take the football initially. Down to half forward, Tony Hall. They're steamrolling them now. Short chip in the air. Platten may just get there. Can't do so. Goes to ground. Scott, he is ripped away from the football, but not before he gets it to Stone. Stoneham's kick to centre wing. Ben Allen can't pull it in with the one hand. With him is Bairstow. Close to the boundary line and over. Mark Bairstow looking for a free kick. Not to be.
Yes, playing for the free kick, Sandy, but the umpire will wake up to that one.
Centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Barnes and Morrissey. Barnes plucks it out of the air, gets a short kick. That's probably 7 or 8 metres and another throw.
Hasn't done a bad job, John Barnes. 7 kicks, 4 hand passes and 21 hit-outs.
No, he's pretty lively in the ruck, isn't he, Robbo? He's got a good spring and very mobile around the ground.
Deere showing his mobility across to Jarman, who's certainly picking up a few kicks. There's a good mark to Hinkley, and that would have hurt in the back.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, great mark by Ken Hinkley. Just went for the ball, had his eyes on it only.
There's another good mark. It's Hudson. He's up, but we'll feel that one. Chips short. Jarman, and the mark taken by Gowers. He's come into it, Bernie, Darren Jarman.
Yes, Jarman only 5 possessions up to half-time, but in this second half he's really given Hawthorn a lot of drive. There's another player who's come into it, Johnny Platten.
Yep.
He's outside 50. Now pumps it high and long. Rogers in from the side. Here's another one to Jason. Well, that's 11. And I've run out of room in my book. 18-14 to 14-10. What a turnaround in this game.
And there's all of a sudden 28 points advantage to Hawthorn. And Jason Dunstall has been magnificent at full forward. The 2 Geelong players there flying, Rogers and Stoneham. And the recovery by Jason Dunstall to kick his 11th on his left foot.
Back in the centre, 18-14, 14-10 at half-time, 12-8 to 7-10, Geelong led. Barnes striving hard. Chance for Ablett, who's been fairly quiet. He's going to take the free kick on this occasion. It'll be his 15th kick, but
he hasn't had the influence on the game, has he, that you would expect from Gary Ablett?
He goes for a thumper, and he gets it 60 metres towards goal, punched away by Ayres. Allen tackled by Hocking. Brown on Collins. Collins taps it in front of himself. Now Gary Hocking strives, goes in hard for the football. Bairstow, shot for goal by Bairstow. Looks pretty close. It's there. Geelong kick what you would consider a badly needed goal. Bairstow's 4th is Geelong's 15th. So they're hanging in there, the Cats. Hawthorn 18-14, Geelong 15-10.
Yes, I suppose you could say they're just hanging in there, Robbo, because they've found goals very hard to come by in this second half. They're only their 3rd goal since half-time, and you wouldn't expect, even with 15 minutes on the clock, that they could get back into it.
Well, Hawthorn lead by 22 points. There's the time left in the match. So it really is important, these centre bounces. Who can take it away? Malakalis runs away, gets his left foot to the ball, up towards half-forward. Awkward bounce. Couch tries to thump it towards Gary Hocking, the Hawthorn runner, on the ground. Now Robert Scott, away to Bairstow. Handball by Bairstow. Brown will have to kick it quickly. He's able to get onto the left foot. He hooks it nicely, but Madigan gets back and just touches it before it hits the post. And it is a registered behind to Geelong. 15-11. Plays 18-14. And you just get the feeling that the fans believe that Hawthorn have got this game won.
Oh.
A very positive Hawthorn side, but that wasn't very positive. Madigan's kick in goes out on the full. A free kick to be taken by Forsman.
Darren Forsman, outside 50. Well, it's certainly not over yet. If Geelong can get another one here, they're right back in town. Couch is doing his best. Goes over the top, pressure on Brown, gets the handball away. Ablett, miraculous Ablett. Oh, the master. The master.
Gee, I said he'd been a bit quiet, but it was premature, wasn't it? I mean, that's the sort of thing that can give the team the lift they need.
Well, if anything, he'll give them a lift. That certainly will, as we see this in replay. Under all sorts of pressure, Gary Ablett. And just able to swing that around his body, not taking possession of it. Almost a soccer-like goal there from Gary Ablett, his first score for the afternoon.
The fans from both sides have come to life now. Geelong making a mini charge. Barnes wins it, but it's taken by Gowers. Kicks it towards half forward. The bounce is good for Pritchard, who taps on, but no one at home for him. Rogers tidies up, then goes defensively and very wide. Forsman over the line.
Well, the Cats really can't afford to let Hawthorn get a goal here. They've got to make sure that they kick the 3 goals if they're to win this match. Platten. Endeavours were fantastic. Never question him. Bairstow's kick. Got a little bit too much height on it there for Lamb. Gowers a good punch. Jarman in to give Gowers a chop out. Left foot kick by Jarman is good. Finds Hall. Hall, who's been a little quiet. Kick is brilliant. Right onto Dunster's chest. And he'll kick from about 40 metres.
There's Tony Hall. Hasn't had a great influence on the game. Still, he's taken 8 marks, Robbo. He's had 14 possessions. Been closely attended by Ken Hinkley. Now, Jason Dunstall to equal the opening round goal-kicking record.
Dunstall's kick floats away with the breeze. And it's through for a behind. He's kicked 11-3. 18-15 to 16-11. Miles to kick it back in for Geelong. Not quite sure which way to go. Straight up the ground would be the best shot.
Stoneham.
Lovely kick. Where are the crumb gatherers? Oh, down goes Ablett, Malakalis, Stoneham. Hawthorn hunting in packs. Umpire finds a very, very iffy free kick, and it goes to Stoneham at half back for the Cats.
Barry Stoneham's kick up towards the wing. Platten waits in front. He doesn't have to worry. To mark to 100 gamer Ray Jenke, and that could just about be 50. So hopefully Ray will be celebrating tonight. It's been a long time coming for him, but well done. Taylor's kick. Hinkley hammers clear. Scott. Stoneham did the shepherding against Hall and came off second best. He's in trouble behind play.
Very similar to an incident last year in one of the finals, Sandy.
Ablett slow to get rid of it. Platten working hard and eventually taken over the line.
It doesn't look
critical.
too good, Stoneham, in that clash with Tony Hall.
But it's critical, Bernie, because now Taylor is on his own.
Exactly, and he won't be feeling too good for a while, I wouldn't think, Barry Stoneham.
Cramp for Platten, but he'll be okay.
Also Scott.
Well, they're going down to like 9 pins at the moment. Bairstow. Scott up again. But caught and must lose it. No, says the umpire. Malakalis besieged by Jarman. He's bumped out of it and that one hurt. It's do or die now. Malakalis. Couch. Shrugs one. Caught on the second. Gets it away to Ablett. A hurried left foot kick is high. Up towards the forward line. Ayres sees it thumped away with Brown. Over the line and another throw in. Jarman in trouble.
It's been a pretty warm day here at Waverley Park. Expected top of 25. So the players certainly starting to feel the pinch. A few players going down with cramp in this last quarter.
In Geelong's left forward pocket, a real struggle. Jenke gives away and puts it over. Umpire Brian Sheehan gives the all clear for a boundary throw in. Geelong fans obviously looking for a free kick. Ruck work being done by Madigan. Handley, still a chance. No, it's knocked away from Ablett. And before Forsman can get there, we'll have another throw in. 18-15, plays 16-11. Hawthorn lead by 16 points. We've got just over 10 minutes left, and Stoneham looks to have recovered from that heavy knock.
Beautiful tap onto Bairstow. Trevor Paul a chance here. The Cats won't give in yet. Paul gets his first. Geelong fight back. 18-15. Plays 17-11. What a game.
A terrific game of football. Geelong certainly won't lie down either. Only 10 points of difference. They're getting back into it. They've kicked 3 goals in this final quarter. Trevor Poole finishing that off with a lovely running kick at goal. And now the flow has started to turn around Geelong's favour.
£10 points the margin. 10 minutes remaining. Barnes looks for that mighty thump again against Deere. Doesn't get it. But the Cats have certainly lifted. Poole, however, loses it to Paul Deere. He pumps Hawthorn deep into attack. Dunstall can't take it. Stoneham close to the boundary line, but he gets an effective defensive kick. First to it will be Jarman. Does it beautifully. Oh, the umpire said he went out.
Oh, can't believe it.
Well, he was right on the spot, the umpire. He was very close to the boundary line, ducked back towards the boundary line.
Jarman can't believe it, but we have a throw-in in Hawthorn's attacking zone. Morrissey comes over the top, down to Platten. Johnny Platten snaps into full forward. Dunstall is besieged, and it hits the behind post. So a throw-in in Hawthorn's right forward pocket. Stoneham up after that very heavy knock. Critical time now for the Cats. Barnes can't get it away. Taylor there also. Hinkley in strongly, goes to ground. He's still there and he gets it out towards Malakillis. Well done by Hinkley.
He's been very steady, hasn't he, Sandy, today across that half-back line, picking up the very dangerous Tony Hall.
Crowd of almost 35,000. It surprised me. I thought there'd be more just looking around. But 35 is the official figure. Tony Hall trying to do it all on his own. Steve Hocking away, off to Couch. Gary Hocking combining as well. Can they get something going here? Hocking and Couch. Oh, Hocking almost got claimed by Deere, but he gets it away. Forsman bounced off the chest of Brownless. Back to Couch, who's followed it all the way down. Shrugs the tackle. Kicks wide, wanting Brown. Over the line.
Well, much too wide, Sandy. Ridiculous play. He's in the middle of the ground.
Yep.
I know the lead was out there. You just have to ignore those types of lead and go to the goal face.
Anderson preparing to come on for the Hawks.
Yes, it was a critical kick, wasn't it? Geelong did it very well with their hands from the full back line into the centre, but then indirect play there by Paul Couch. Boundary throw in left half forward for Geelong. Ayres, oh, that could nearly be a free kick. No.
Amazing.
Well, it's obvious that the umpires feel that the player being pushed is on his way down anyway before he's being tackled.
But surely if a player ends up in the middle of a player's back, even if he's on the ground, it has to be a free kick from in the back.
10 points, Hawthorn lead. We've got just under 8 minutes left. Gary Hocking, he's tried hard. This could nearly be a silly thing though. No, he takes the football away from Andrew Collins in the finish. And I'm sure the umpire will be having a few words there. Umpire John Russo and Brian Sheehan, they've controlled the game pretty well. I think we thought that it was getting pretty tight in that third quarter, but to their credit, they've done very well, both umpires. Robert Scott trying hard to get through. Bairstow, sneaky little hand pass. Ablett, left foot shot by Gary Ablett is curling back. Oh, it's very close, but it's through from behind. Man, that could have been anything there if that had slipped through.
Amazing what this man can do. I said he didn't have a great influence, but all of a sudden he's kicked one miraculous goal and almost another one.
9 points the margin. Langford brings it back into play. Madigan in front. Ablett high. Pritchard at the back. It's a little chip and gains probably 35 metres. Clever kick. Under pressure. Got it down to centre right. Under 7 minutes remaining. What a start to the 92 season, gentlemen.
Terrific stuff, yep. Magnificent game of football.
Deere and Barnes to contest. It's Paul Deere. Barnes had front spot. He was trying to swipe it behind. Couch finished up on bottom. Still on centre wing. Deere and Barnes lock arms. Somewhere under that pack is Johnny Platten.
Well, he got that free kick, Robbo, because he was prepared to put his body in. He was at the bottom of the pack where you
There's been a lot like that haven't been paid all day, though.
Well, a critical time, I know, but he was prepared to put the body in.
Tony Hall's his target. Barnes in front of him. Hinkley gets it out, but straight to Andy Collins, who goes back towards Dunstall. Couldn't take the mark. Appeared to duck the head a little on that occasion, Boone.
Well, he may have taken the eyes off it slightly, Sandy.
Great pressure, though. Hocking Gets it down towards the centre line. Jarman is called to play on. He's caught Geelong players flat-footed, and this could result in a goal. It has.
Well, the free kick was against Couch because in his endeavours to make the marking contest with Paul Deer, I think it was, he's held on to Paul Deer, and the umpire paid the advantage.
Again, not much in that free kick though, Robbo.
No, not really.
Very little in that, but Jarman, good thinking to play on, take advantage of that advantage rule, but a lot of the Geelong players did stop, expecting him to go back for a kick.
Well, I think that may have been a nail in the coffin of the Cats. 129, plays 114 with 5.5 minutes left. Lamb, Ablett, one bounce, gives himself a chance to have a good look upfield. He doesn't quite get onto the kick, but it falls into the arms of Gary Hocking, 55 metres from goal. Well, they need 3 goals now to win the game, Geelong. I don't know whether there's enough time, because they'd need everything in their favour. Hocking runs out to the right, hooks the kick a little, finishes in front of the goals. Brown, left foot shot. What an individual effort this is by Brown. Great goal. Second goal of that player. And Geelong will not lie down. 19-15, 18-12, Hawthorn by 9 points.
This very promising player is Paul Brown, only 22 years of age, playing his 14th game of AFL football. Very good in the air and a terrific mover on the ground. 8 goals in his career up until today. 2 goals makes it 10, so he's a pretty handy performer up on that forward line, Sandy, against the Hawthorn captain.
Tremendous maths, Bernie. 8 and 2 is 10. 9 points the margin in a thriller. Bairstow out of the centre. Reading it off hands nicely is Jenkins. He's kicked wide, but maybe not wide enough. Barnes picks it up, goes to Couch, back to Barnes. Oh, he's running out of room, and he's run out of room, and bang, down goes Anderson.
Gee, I'll tell you what, the right-handed handball by Barnes looked a bit sus.
A couple of very ordinary handballs. The one by Couch looked pretty similar.
Well, it's just in the Cats' attacking zone. Bairstow has an arm held. Ben Allen can't take it, neither can Paul Deer. So Pritchard soccers off the ground, but straight to Ken Hinkley.
50.
Where is it, he says?
Got to take some risks now, Geelong.
9th kick for Ken Hinkley. He's just been steady all day. Madigan, a good mark.
Great mark by Madigan. A bit of heavy tension there from Gary Hocking when he hit the ground.
He's done very well after being severely dealt with by Hanley in the second quarter.
Precious seconds ticking away for Geelong. Hinkley again.
Tell you what, if they could go bang, bang, bang and get a goal with, say, 2.5 minutes left, there'd be some excitement on this ground.
Well, there's still plenty now, don't worry. To half forward. And the mark has been taken by Billy Brownless. Too far, but there's a vacant goal square if he wanted to let go with a long bomb. He doesn't. Kicks wide, and it's effective. Brown out on the long lead, directly in front.
And Billy held onto that ball just nicely. Those extra couple of seconds, the Hawthorn airs went back to the goals, gave Brown the chance to lead.
Well, a very clever lead there from Brown also. He was going one way, then the other, and unable to gain 10 metres on Gary Ayres again.
2 3/4 minutes remaining. This is a vital kick from 50 metres by Brown, but he's tugged it. The margin is 8 points.
Well, he could have had a very good day today, Brown. He's kicked 2 goals, 5. He's been off target. He kicked 3 behinds in that first quarter.
Hawks lead by 8 points. 2.5 minutes left. Langford's kick in is straight up the ground. Hawthorn mark taken by Madigan. Away they go. Cooper onto Jarman. Jarman looks upfield and delivers it with precision.
It's a kick, isn't it?
Magnificent kick on the run by Jarman.
And pretty to watch that football from the Hawks. Out from fullback, a good mark from Madigan. Quick hand pass on, and what a pass from Jarman.
Well, Dunstall from 45 metres out directly in front. The kick looks pretty good. It's a goal.
That's it.
And he goes to congratulate his teammate, Darren Jarman, who put the ball lace up on his chest.
Yeah, here's a pass again. No pressure on Jarman on that occasion, but still the skills that this man has, quite unbelievable. Both sides of the body, it doesn't matter left or right foot. And Dunstall really appreciating that kick from his teammate, equaling the opening round goal kicking record.
12 goals. Wonderful achievement. Been a big second half by Jarman, 15 and 5 for the game, but he had a quiet first half. 135 plays 121. Collins has an area. There's a free kick being picked out of this. It'll go probably to Dean Anderson. Just over a minute remaining. He kicks to half forward. Tony Hall was his target. Rogers waiting down in front. Gets around Platten. Has a somewhat tentative bounce. Kicks wide. He's got Forsman out there. But Jenke is there too. And he's swung to Gowes, who gives it to Allen. They're away now. Jarman, who's covering an enormous amount of territory, on to Pritchard. Back again to Taylor. To the 50-metre line. Don't tell me he's going to kick another one. No, he's going short to Hudson. So Hudson just 25 metres out. And I thought for a moment that Andy Collins might sneak in his second goal for the day. Kicked one in the third.
Very unselfish, Sandy, wasn't it?
Hudson has 2. He now has 3. The Hawks running it out now. 21-15. 18-13, they lead by 20 points.
Yes, an amazing turnaround by Hawthorn. In trouble at half-time. In real trouble at half-time. 28 points down. They came out in that third quarter. An 8-goal free term to Geelong's 2 goals 2. And away they went. Paul Hudson now getting into the game. He was very well held by Hocking in that first half. He still hasn't had a great influence, but still finishing up with 3 goals.
The dying seconds of the game. It's Barnes still doing the ruck work up against Paul Deere. It was a good bounce for Deere. In fact, Barnes got nowhere near it. Miles defensively punches towards the wing, and Ablett goes over the top to Lamb. Got to beat Collins. Does so. Back to Ablett. And there is the last kick. He won't even take it. A grand victory to Hawthorn. The reigning champions have done it well. 21-15, 141, 20-point victors over Geelong, 18-13, 121.